What's up, Pickleballers? It's Jacob here at AllDriveNoDrop. I'm talking about the 6-0 Ruby. I know you know what it is already. It's one of the hottest paddles on the market. I've mentioned it a few times in my videos, but I wanted to get my detailed thoughts into an individual review of it after I've been playing with it for about 2 months and just deliver to you exactly what I'm thinking about it, because it does get better as I've played it. I get more used to it. It's still $200, and then on the price point, $180 with discount code AllDriveNoDrop. I really do enjoy the feeling it gets. It still gets a ton of spin. It feels nice and soft. A lot of people say plush. I'm just going to tell you in a little bit more descriptive terms of what exactly, when people are saying soft plush, I feel like the paddle pockets the ball a little bit more, and that extra dwell time you get on the paddle really helps you control it, especially on those drops and those dinks, on all those softer touch shots. It really helps you guide the ball more, and I think once you get used to that feeling, it really helps your control game a lot, and that's what I have grown to like more and more about this paddle. So let's get into the stats. This is the DuPont Kevlar. For the surface, it is a 16 millimeter, average weight of 8.2 ounces. It has a length of 16.3 inches. It is in that hybrid shape, which the hybrid shape is basically anything between above 16 inches and below 16.5. Most of them have been 16.3, but you do see some variation. The width is 7.5 to 7.7 inches. It gets wider as you get to the top. Handle length of 5.5 inches. Swing weight, average swing weight, I should say, of 118, because the weight does vary on these a bit. And then the twist weight of 6.82. Spin of 2250. In my testing, very high spin, second highest spin I have gotten, compared to the Volair Mach 2 Forza 14 millimeter. And then let's get into the serve and punch speeds. So the serve speed for the Ruby, 53.8, and the punch speed of 34.9. Great serve speed. So the power on this paddle is very good. The pop is not great. It is maybe average to below average. Compared to the DVD, I got 52.9 on the serve and then 35.4 on the punch. And then I also want to compare it to the Kinetic, another hybrid shape paddle that is half Kevlar, half carbon fiber facing. Got the serve speed of 54, so about the same amount of power on the Kinetic. And then a 36.2 for the punch, so a lot more pop on the Kinetic. Just want to give people a lesser known option out there that is performing well. So if you have played with the Ruby, or you're thinking about the Ruby, but you want more punch speed, more pop out of your paddle, the Kinetic's an option. It just doesn't have as great as control of the Ruby. So those are the serve and the punch numbers. Let's get into my gameplay thoughts and how it performed on the court. So I really did enjoy the Ruby the first time I used it, but I have grown to like it more and more. So I am glad that I did wait on this review. I have mentioned my thoughts in other videos, but like the areas that I really enjoy this paddle are dinking, hitting drops, and hitting resets. So let's get into the drops. I also like the drives with it. The drops and the drives just seems like you can get, especially with the extra spin and the extra dwell time, I can get a little bit more shape on the ball, and it seems like I can loop it over the net and get it to drop more into the kitchen, which especially, obviously for your drops, that's where you want it. You want it to be dropping deeper into the kitchen. But on those less powered drives, when you can dip it over the net and get people to have to block the ball, under the net line, that's when you get those pop-ups that you can come in, have your partner crash, or you crash in the shake and bake, and that just lets you set things up very well when you're driving, when you're dropping. The ball just feels very nice on the paddle. It feels very soft when you're going to swing, and then the Ruby itself lets you access power when you need to, crank those serves, crank those drives, and finish overheads. It feels very nice, and it feels very stable, controlled when you're resetting. My transition game is amazing with this paddle. Lets you get to the net a lot better than a lot of other paddles. And then it lets you finish, those overheads. Where you start seeing some weaknesses is in hands battles. It does have a 118 swing weight. I did feel like, you know, it's in that hybrid shape. I wanted it to be a little bit faster in the hands. It's not slow in the hands, so it's not like that's a major drawback, but I did want it, I wanted it to be a little bit faster, but you get adjusted to it. But where it really lacks is in that pop. So you do have that great twist weight, you have that great control, you have that great spin, but it's lacking in that pop area, which is the reason why in my paddle battle that I said that I preferred the DBD. But I have been able to get past that pop issue. It's just, you know, that's the one area. So if you need that pop and you really love that pop, the Ruby is not going to be it. But if you can give up that pop, honestly, the Ruby's just great in all the other areas. So you're gonna love it. If you don't care as much about the pop, then you are going to have a great time. Let's see. Anything else? I think that about covers my gameplay experience with it. Really enjoy it. Let's get into my conclusion if I recommend it. So, do I recommend the Ruby? Yeah, I mean, it's a great paddle. The sale, it's selling out in 5 minutes. It speaks for itself. I mean, it's a great one. Like I said, if you can get past the pop, which is really my main drawback of the paddle, I guess the other drawback is it's really hard to buy. It's always sold out. Amazing paddle. If you want something a little bit stiffer, you want something with more pop, the DVD is also a great choice. Don't get me wrong there. If you liked what I was saying about the paddle, so the Mark Kinetic's not exactly the same paddle, but if you're like, man, the plush feel, the soft feel, and you know, the lack of pop, I'm not really vibing with it, then check out the Mark Kinetic. Check out my review on that, because this is an offensive weapon. And it still has good control, good sweet spot, just not as good as the Ruby. So if you want that great, amazing, all-around, all-court paddle, the Ruby is an amazing choice. And really, my main drawback is a little heavier on the swing weight for a hybrid paddle and the lack of pop. If you don't care about those two things and you love solid control, love a big sweet spot, love a high twist weight, love great, amazing spin, you're going to like the Ruby. And at $180 after code AllDriveNoDrop, really not a bad price. I mean, it is starting to get up there, but it is a very premium paddle. I think they do a great job with their build quality, and they're always improving their process. So that's my thoughts. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop me a comment on your experience with the Ruby. I'd love to hear about it. Always want to know what everyone else is thinking out there and what, you know, how they've been enjoying the paddles I've been reviewing. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and keep playing pickleball.